Hi, I'm Larry Makovich, IHS Chief Power Strategist, and I wanted to talk to you about CERAWeek 2014 and particularly the Power Day on Thursday, March 6th. And as we've done in previous years, we bring together a number of communities focused on the power sector, and we try to start the day off with a set of breakfasts where people with similar interests can get together and talk about what we're seeing with regard to innovation and technologies in the power sector, both big and small, as well as some of the communities focused on the policy developments occurring around the world in the power sector. And then we'll get the day going with a plenary session where we bring together leaders from the power sector and ask them about the trends, their read on the business landscape, and how it's affecting their thinking about strategies going forward. And as the day develops, we'll start to focus on some strategy sessions. Of course, there's a big issue about the evolving generation mix in the US and around the world. How does the CO2 issue play into that? How do changed expectations about the price of natural gas in the future play into that? Load growth assumptions going forward. So there's lots of issues to focus on there. We also want to spend some time looking at what are we learning about power customers? What do they really need and want? And that includes things like distributed generation and what they're looking for from their power grids in the future. Of course, we'll look at the issues that we look at year after year. How do we finance this capital-intensive business going forward and how its needs are shifting, particularly when we think about the requirements of the grid to meet all that growth, the changing mix of generation, including the distributed generation that we're expecting to see in households and businesses. And of course, the fuels outlook. What are we seeing happening on the natural gas side, the coal side, uranium, as well as some of the environmental policy impacts and the policy changes that we're seeing from some of the challenges arising in power markets around the world. How are renewables affecting the cash flows for the generators that are there to back up and fill in for their intermittency? So there's lots of very important and interesting issues that we'll be talking about in these strategy sessions. And then in the afternoon, we're going to run a session that we've run for a lot of years now where we get people together that focus on engineering, construction, and equipment that is required for the power business going forward. And then we'll focus on each one of the different geographic power sectors around the world with a number of our IHS CERA experts in these areas to talk about all of these trends in technology and customer needs, demand growth, technology, generation mix, prices and costs around the world. So that's kind of a rough, quick look at what we've got planned coming up for CERAWeek 2014, and I'm really hoping you're going to be able to join us.